Hey, what's good? What's good? I'm up here watching YouTube, of course, and I'm up here listening to you know Donald Trump's mass migration plan and the policies that he says is much needed in America, which I do agree with. You know, um, and I'm listening from other people's perspectives too, like the immigrants and what they're saying about the mass migration. Because they coming as refugees from other countries because of the crime and trying to escape the corruption that's going on in there. And people such as in Africa and all that, they want to come over here for green pasture. You know, and I understand that. I think and I do agree with Trump with the mass deportation because one thing what I say about what I'm hearing is with the migrants, they're looking at Trump as being a racist when it comes to the migrants. Like he hates only the Latin community or the Caribbean community or the African community, and he's racist that way. And they're saying even in Great Britain, even in France, they want to order blacks out their country because they feel like they're taking the jobs and they're ruining the community, moral wise and the culture wise, that they're taking the the blood of their culture, the roots of their culture out, and they're tired of it even overseas, Great Britain, all that stuff. So they're looking at this as far as a racist perspective. Now, is this a racist perspective for Trump? I personally don't think he's racist, but you know, I know what he tried to do for all people, but I know what he tried to do for blacks in particular, as far as with the blacks colleges, as far as he trying to bring back the funding and that, and letting black entertainers out of jail and different people who felt they was done wrong by the system. He let them out of jail, gave them a pardon. Um, he helped out with black employment. He was concerned about African Americans with their jobs because he's seen a lot of immigrants come and taking their jobs, and pretty much draining the system, the financial system, when it comes down to welfare, Social Security, EBT, food stamps. Like, these immigrants is taking full advantage of the services that's needed for our own citizens, as well as hotels and shelters and different things as a place for our own system. So I don't think he's racist, I think that he sees a major problem that's causing a major deficit in his country, and he's trying to, again, drain out the swamp, in his words, in 2016. He's trying to clean out everyone pretty much that's not being productive to the country, because in his perspective, he's looking at, he don't want nobody that's freelancers or people trying to munch off the system and not put anything back into the system. You just want to take advantage of our welfare and take advantage of jobs by living off the books, and then the money that you're gaining, you give it to your own native country, and you're not pouring it back into the system, or you just want to use our resources just to support your own and just use this up and not put back into the system. So I don't think that's a racist thing. I think it's something that needed attention for years, and they're looking at it as it's a racist thing because they only focus on color. Now I hope that he attacks all cultures, not just Caribbean or African or Latino cultures. Like, he need to focus on European cultures because they're just as much as immigrants as over here. You seen so many Ukrainian people from Ukraine coming over here a couple of years ago, escaping their war and coming in as refugees and giving them all kinds of finances and money when Biden was in office. You seen so many people from Great Britain, Slovakia, and all these different countries out there in Europe. Are y'all focusing on draining the swamp and cleaning out them too, and sending and forcing them back too? Because it's not right. Even out there in the Middle East, Pakistan and Palestine, and so many people who came to America, even India. Are you focusing on them, or are you only focused on Latinos? That's a good point. I hope that you're not, that his campaign is not focusing on just certain cultures, because they make an interesting point. And Great Britain's doing the same thing. as far as just focus on the African Americans, or I mean, the Africans out there, when they feel like the blacks coming from Africa is taking over France and Great Britain and all that other stuff, and they're tired of them, taking the culture away and making it like it's predominantly Muslim and African, and taking the jobs and all this stuff. So they have a similar complaint too, and they feel that's what the narrative is about. We do know that people from European countries, they was bringing all forms of drugs too, ecstasy pills, Molly, and all other stuff. They was sponsoring the clubs out there in Europe and Amsterdam before these pills. Are y'all cracking down on fentanyl with these people out there in Europe like you're doing in South America? I hope so. Because I hope you're not just focusing on making it like one culture is better than the other. Like this is just a strictly white nation, according to them. It's supposed to be, United States. It's supposed to be United Nations all nations coming in here, because truth of the matter, we all pretty much immigrants that came here, except for the blacks. We was forced there. We ain't asked to be here. The African Americans, and we, out of anybody, needs a right to this country and has a right, and we need the reparations because this country we built, we built this country. We was forced to this country, as well as American Indian, so in that perspective, what they're saying, I hope they're not just focusing on Caribbean, Latino, and African countries, and because they do make it look like he's just a racist, we do see majority of them coming from the south of the border and flying in through Canada, but majority's from south of the border, But Trump, I'm still in agreement with his policies. He needs to get out, because we need to keep track on who's living here. We're tired of these criminals taking advantage of our citizens. We're tired of these criminals pretty much essaying our children and unaliving them, and getting away with murder and pretty much looting stores and robbing stores and they're not getting arrested for anything. There needs to be a major crackdown on that. We're tired of these foreign gangs coming trying to extort and trying to threaten our citizens and doing a takeover as far as like having our citizens live in fear off of these gangs that's taking over, Trinidad and Nicaragua, MS-13, all these other foreign gangs that's coming over here, So, and they feel like because they won't get arrested or they're not cracking down on it, and ICE didn't have the power to arrest or deport, that they could just have the key to the city, do what they want and live how they want and terrorize people. It's not right. So I'm glad Trump is cracking down on that. Now, for the immigrants, y'all been here, the ones that been here for like 10 plus years, there's no excuse why you don't got your citizenship yet. You was taking full advantage of the opportunity America gave you. That's your fault you didn't take advantage of the situation. You could have been had your papers, but you chose not to because you felt there was no need. You got comfortable to the point y'all became lazy and just milking off the system, bankrupting the system, putting regular companies out of business because y'all want to do things off the books and then try to extort with the prices because you know what I'm saying? It's not right. It's not right. And taking American jobs, that's made for citizens, and y'all doing the jobs without paying taxes. It's not right. It's not right that us as citizens have to pay and cater to you and your whole family off the sweat of our backs. And y'all living off of us. And then y'all want to complain. You know what I'm saying? And y'all think y'all became privileged. Y'all became spoiled, privileged people who felt that y'all was actually entitled to things that you didn't work for. It's like they allowed you to spend a night, visit, maybe for a few months or so, or a year, or whatever, but you don't live here. So you're not entitled to anything. You're not a citizen here. So when it's time to go, you can't complain and act like because we let you spend a night or a couple of nights over here and let you eat some food, whatever, that this is your land now. You know what I mean? Like, that's making sense. What y'all need to do is form a coalition, go back to your country, and do a government takeover. Y'all got the people, y'all have the same cause, you form your own set, and do a government takeover over there. Because y'all got the same mentality. Y'all tired of being bullied and tired of being, join forces and go against those that's extorting y'all and bullying y'all. Y'all got the numbers, y'all got the people. Africa, y'all need to start going to y'all presidents, y'all ambassadors, your mayors, your governors, and start threatening them and form a coalition to overtake the government over there and force some jobs in there and create y'all jobs over there so y'all could be set where y'all at. That way you won't feel like being a refugee anywhere. Form your own security. Y'all got enough farming experience and got enough experience to do whatever you want to create a pot money amongst yourselves and grow that pot money and take over. You know? That's the only solution, because why you want to be somewhere that you're not accepted? It doesn't make any sense. It's not your land. You can't complain and act like you're entitled over things that's not yours. And then want to act like you're better than somebody, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what y'all was doing when people gave you an opportunity to eat somewhere or you know what I'm saying? Now y'all want to act like y'all better than the owners here. That's all I'm saying, yo. Like, make it make sense. You had enough time to get yourselves legalized. You have enough time to get your citizenship and documentations up, but y'all chose not to. You know? And y'all can't, and the ones that just came over here, y'all was illegal from the start. Y'all know y'all was sneaking through the borders and fighting border patrol and all that stuff to come through over here. So what makes you think you're entitled to get our what belongs to us? Just common sense. You gonna try to bully your way to try to, you know what I'm saying? Make it like this is yours now because we give you some food, or gave you some clothes or some temporary shelter in a hotel or something. Now you feel like this is your land and we gotta bow down to you, especially when you disrespecting our land by sexually assaulting people and extorting people and robbing people and looting people and want to bully people and bringing drugs in. Come on, let's make it make sense, yo. Anybody would kick y'all out. Y'all unruly. You know what I'm saying? Anybody would kick you out. You're not going according to the rules in the land. If you're not respecting the rules of the land, you gotta go. Just like somebody's house. You're not respecting the rules of the house, you gotta go. I'm not gonna have my guests bully my sons and daughters in my house and let you spend a night at my crib, and I think I'm supposed to treat you equal, and you're supposed to demand certain things from me because I let you spend a few nights over here, and like you entitled, like this is your room now and this is your home. Nah, I don't work like that. And that's how Trump looks at it. Y'all got to go. He gave you plenty enough time to pay your rent, which is your taxes. You didn't want to pay your taxes, which is your rent. You got to go, just like any other place. You got to leave. You know? You want to disrespect the rules of the house, live any kind of way, you got to go. You want to pick on my children that's in the home and do certain things you think you're not going to get disciplined, you got to go. It's just common sense. And that's how I look at it. Easy.